Alright, I know all you ladies and guys out there are working really hard, so let's take a sports break. Unlike the midweek games from last week, it was actually a really eventful weekend for the EPL's top six. Chelsea rolled on against Everton. They're now just 2 wins away from clinching the title, although Spurs stayed right on their tail beating Arsenal at White Hart Lane. But it was Emre Can that stole the headlines with his incredible overhead kick to give Liverpool a 1-0 victory. A goal Liverpool sorely needed after their offensive talisman Philippe Coutinho went off injured. After that, they buckled down and picked up a crucial 3 points, although they had a scare for their life at the very end. But on Sunday, it was Man United and Man City that opened the door for Liverpool to control their own destiny once again. It was pretty crucial because it gave Liverpool the extra hope they needed that they wouldn't be shut out of the Champions League if they won their last 4 games. But Manchester United's injury problems are catching up to them as they were unable to beat Swansea at home. Wayne Rooney scored from the spot, but Gylfi Sigurdsson scored an unstoppable free kick to deny Manchester United their win. And in my opinion, although Jose Mourinho keeps saying that they don't have a chance at top 4 and he's concentrating on Europa League, I don't believe him. I think it's just what he puts out to the media to play down the expectations for this team. But even with Zlatan and Pogba out, they got a good enough, deep enough team to compete on both fronts. They have Wayne Rooney on reserve to come up this late in the season. Who else has that? I don't believe that he thinks they don't have a chance. But now, though, with this Swansea result, it will be really tough. And 3 hardcore European fixtures coming up, and Arsenal and Tottenham in the league. It seems Arsenal would have a better chance to catch Liverpool now, as they don't have nearly as tough a schedule. Manchester City had an epic encounter with Middlesbrough, who were really hard done by the penalty call that tied the game 1-1. But it was an incredible game because both teams badly needed wins. A tie wouldn't do much for Borough to stay up. And City are in that mad tussle for top 4, and they're in some danger of missing out entirely. So both teams really went for it. Borough fought so hard. They retook the lead after the bad penalty call, and it was incredible. But City are just too good and pegged back for a point. Borough's done. The draw wasn't so great for City, but they are still in 4th place, barely. What would happen if Pep Guardiola missed the top 4? I see it as unlikely, but it would be a catastrophe for them. In London, Arsene Wenger was obviously irked by reporters' questions about how Spurs will finish above them for the first time in 20 years, but Arsenal, with their talent, have massively underachieved this year. Mathematically, they're not too far behind, but they just look like a passionless team at times. They don't have that ruthlessness that you need to beat a team that is comparable to you skill-wise. There has to be something extra that pushes you over, and some of their losses have just been cringeworthy. Really difficult to imagine being an Arsenal fan this season. You know, the Bayern Munich games in particular. So here's the standings now. There's still a logjam from 3 to 6, although United are thought to be in a tough spot with their schedule coming up. But there's still plenty of games to go. Anything can happen. That is all for this edition of Sports Break. We got Champions League today. Madrid derby should be another tactical war. We'll see you there.